Greetings, I am Pillar Nexus Ancient Gladiator today with Showdown, probably the last one. Because, as I said before, but I found a couple more. But this is probably going to be it. Today is a game of BattleTech, a game of armored combat. This is the actual box set with the plastic models and the paper maps. So, I've divided up the 8 plastic mechs into 2 separate teams. Both sides have 225 tons. And a mech of each of the classes of light, medium, heavy, and assault. We'll introduce you to them. The Commando 2D, SRM6, SRM4, medium laser, 6.9. It's fast. You can take some damage, but not much. But it gets up close and it unleashes those SRMs, and it's just sheer pain. The Shadowhawk is just a various array of weapons. SRM2, LRM5, AC5, medium laser. Unfortunately, it's not enough damage to knock a mech on its butt, but it's still going to hurt. It moves 583, and it's fairly tough. There are probably better models than the 2H, but this is what I printed out. Here we've got the Thunderbolt 5S, LRM 15, SRM 2, 3 medium lasers, a large laser, and a machine gun. Lots of lots of range options, but those limited heat sinks mean it's going to have to pick and choose very carefully what to fire. And finally, on this side, we've got the awesome 3 PPCs and a small laser. Enough heat sinks that I can alternate between firing 3 and 2 PPCs every other turn. Or I can just keep firing the PPCs until it gets hot enough to want to not fire at all. Or fire only one of them. We got over on this side. Oh yeah, the awesome's a 3.5. The Thunderbolt's a 4.6. We got on this side the Locust 1E. 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers. It moves 812. It can run and fire everything and not care. It just needs to get really close. The Wolverine 6R, medium laser, SRM6, AC5, has 585 for movement. Very mobile. Decent amount of heat. Sinks. It can jump and fire everything and only overheat by 1, which is manageable. It's at 5 heat where things start getting concerning. And we've got the Catapult. C1. 464 move. 2 LRM15s. Classic. 4 medium lasers for when people get too close. Heat sinks are enough to manage jumping and firing the missiles or running and firing the lasers. And finally, the other iconic battle mechs out there, the Battle Master. Moves 4.6. It's got the PPC, 2 machine guns, an SRM6, 4 front-mounted medium lasers, and 2 rear-mounted medium lasers for handling any trouble that gets right behind it. It's pretty tough. It's going to cause some trouble. For this specific scenario, everyone's gunner and pilot is 2-2, except for the catapult, there's a 2-3. I will use the master unit list force builder system. So if the battle value balance is kind of screwed up, then It's that. But ideally, one of these sides is 8,000 points, and the other is just short of 8,000 points. Battle value. All right. So, as part of the setup for the game, both sides will roll initiative. The winner gets to choose their side and moves a figure onto the board first, and then the other side and alternates. Everyone's moved onto that board for the first turn. And now we have the actual initiative stat. So, see who's going to have the initiative, and it's going to be this side. So they will be alternating movement. Okay. And as they move, they will get their movement modifiers. So the question is, how are we going to handle this situation right here? There's going to be some pressure on the larger mechs over here, but the lighter mechs are going to be able to flank and cause some trouble for this side. So the question is what to do. I think the important thing is getting that movement modifier, but also being in a decent position to utilize weapons and fight back. The Battle Master will move first. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 because we're changing levels. That is the walking speed, so we'll use the white die. I've taken some recessed face dice that I have and painted them to use for movement modifiers. The 5 on the walk should be considered an S because there's making a mech that can actually walk fast enough to get a 5 modifier requires some really experimental stuff. So the Battle Master is moved. Walking adds 1 to its heat, which will be figured in later. To that end, we'll make a note on the sheet, 1 for walk. So one of the things you can do with the game is uh, print out copies of the sheets that come with the game, and then put them into these little uh, paper holders, the sleeves, and use wet erase markers. That way, you can use water to clean them off, like a wet paper towel or washcloth that I have. All right. So as a battle master, who's gonna move next? It could declare somebody stationary. The awesome's currently at medium range for the PPCs. The +2. If we can walk, or we can stay above and ignore the woods. But I think walking. So dealing with walking and then the woods would be the same as dealing with medium range and staying still. So going to declare that the awesome is going to remain stationary. All right. Which will be no heat, so no point worrying about that. Back to this side. The catapult is going to declare being stationary as well. It's got missiles. It's in a good spot to hide in trees and get partial cover from the hills around it. It may as well just not make things too difficult. Over here, the Shadowhawk. The Shadowhawk has limited jump capacity, but it's otherwise really quick. Well, somewhat. So, let's see here. Do we want to deal with the Battle Master? Because if we got the Awesome working on the Battle Master, the Shadowhawk also working on the Battle Master might help as well. So jump 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is its walking speed, and at 3 hexes is a 1 modifier. And then note that the Shadowhawk has walked for heat and attack modifiers later. Back to this side. They still haven't moved yet. They still haven't moved yet. This is going to be an interesting opportunity to mix things up a bit. So what we're going to do is move the Locust. The Locust has an 8-12. We can. The Awesome's going to be a tougher target in terms of damaging, but it's going to be easy to hit because it's stationary. There's a lot of level changes in forests around here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, the fact that they haven't moved yet makes this kind of a difficult situation to try to anticipate. So let's see. Alternatively, we can move the Wolverine. Or let's think about this. 3, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 hexes in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 7 hexes from where it was to where it is on a run. That's a 3 modifier. And Locust ran, so that'll affect its heat by 2 and its attack by 2. So now they've got to figure out to deal with the Locust or to put more pressure on the Battlemaster. At the very least, the Commando is going to go cause more problems for the Battlemaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can get brutally close to the Battlemaster. And because it'll be in the front arc, we'll get a chance to kick it in the head or something. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 hexes is a +2 modifier. And it ran, so it's going to have a hard time shooting by a little bit. Okay. Now it's down to the Wolverine and the Thunderbolt. Well, the Wolverine has an opportunity to go deal with the Commando, which will then give the Thunderbolt an opportunity to deal with Wolverine. We jump, though. 2, 5. So where can the Wolverine really help with this situation? It's got a lot of short range except for the AC-5. So could get here or could get on top of the hill. That minimum range for the AC-5 is going to be trouble, though. So Turn 4, 5, 6, 7. Or it can just jump and get behind the commando anyway. I'll open up with the SRM6 and the medium laser. It's going to be a pain in the butt to hit, though. So, jump. So, the Wolverine jumped 5 hexes. 5 hex move is normally a +2, +1 for the jump. Makes it a 3 modifier. And it's actually gonna generate 5 heat because jumping generates a minimum of 3 heat regardless of movement. But if you jump more than 3 spaces, it's taking that much more heat. And finally, the Thunderbolt. Technically, they lost initiative. They were supposed to move first. We'll pretend that that first initiative roll went backwards. It was crossfire. All right. So the Thunderbolt with a 4/6. There's a Locust right here. It's about to cause some trouble. But if everyone else is focusing on Battlemaster, it is currently the easiest of the targets out there, aside from the catapult. So what we could do is get into position to secondary fire on the catapult. While primarily firing on the Battlemaster. The catapults 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be short range for LRM-15. They got here. The other weapons have no minimums. Short range for most of the weapons. Although I'm not need to be closer to use the machine gun. So make the best use of this. At the very least. I need to get here. The Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's a 4/6. If I can get to at least here for short range to Battlemaster. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not going to be close enough. Alternatively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the very least, it's short range for the large laser. And it's still a 1 modifier. But it's not really the best outcome I was hoping for. The Awesome will be able to shoot past. It's on a hill, and you can shoot past friendly mechs anyway. That is a run for the Thunderbolt. All right. Okay. So now we go into fire declaration. It should go without saying that. Okay, so it's gonna normally fire declaration alternates. It's gonna be pretty obvious, though, that the Shadowhawk, the Thunderbolt, the Awesome, and the Commando are primarily shooting the Battlemaster. But the Thunderbolt is also going to secondary the catapult with a LRM-15. So let's figure out who's using what weapons right now. All right. The Locust is definitely shooting at the Awesome. With two medium lasers because those will be at medium range. The Wolverine is definitely shooting at the Commando, and it's only shooting at the Commando, but only with the medium laser and the SRM-6. The AC-5 is within minimums, and after jumping, there would be one extra heat, and at point blank range with the AC-5 is only a +3 to the gunner, which consider well +3 to gunner for minimum range, +3 for jumping. You know what? We could fire the AC-5 too. It's a pain in the butt to hit, but might as well. The catapult has two LRM-15s. It's going to deal with the Shadowhawk, who will have partial cover because level 2 hill right next to it. It will fire both LRM-15s at the Shadowhawk. It it didn't move. It could fire the medium lasers as well at medium range. But let's think about this. The two LRM-15s are going to generate 10 heat. It has no heat generated from movement. So at 15 heat sinks, it's cool by 5. Medium lasers generate 3 heat apiece. If I fire 2 of the medium lasers, I'm going to overheat by 1. 3 medium lasers by 4, and 4 medium lasers by 7. At +7 heat, it is at -1 movement point. Considering it's a missile boat that wants to try to maintain its place in a safe spot where it can rain down fire, might as well. Also, though, the Shadowhawk did good in getting right at the minimum. It's gonna be one harder for the catapult to hit, right at minimums. But the catapult is gonna shoot the Shadowhawk with everything. It'll get hot, but it's fine. A Battle Master. So I've already declared Locust to Awesome, Wolverine to Commando, Catapult to Shadowhawk, Battlemaster to Thunderbolt would be the easiest declaration. It's, however, on the ground, so it's shooting through the woods. It's going to be a bit of cover, at least, between them. All right. So front arc. The thing is, the rear lasers from the Battlemaster, the rear arc starts here and goes this way. Alternatively, they tried a torso twist and they could fire the lasers right back at the commando. But getting to the Shadowhawk is currently on a hill. We've got partial cover, woods. Maybe it's just easier to stay focused on the Thunderbolt. So it will fire. Let's see, it walked, which is 1 heat. It's got 18 heat sinks, so 17 heat worth of weapons. The PPC is at short range. The machine guns are out of range. The medium lasers are at medium range. One PPC costs 10 heat to fire. The medium lasers are 3 heat apiece. If we fire the 4 medium lasers and the PPC, that's 22 heat, plus the one for walking will be at plus 5 heat, which will be minus 1 movement points on the next turn. But if it means putting gigantic holes into this Thunderbolt, it might be worth it. Alright, so that was their declaration. And theirs was everyone's shooting at the Battlemaster. But let's review the weapons that we're going to have to work with. The Awesome's 3 PPCs at the Battlemaster. It's going to overheat by 2, which is managed, which is acceptable. The Thunderbolt is going to primarily fire the large laser of the Battlemaster and secondary the catapult Stellar 15. A secondary target is a +1, provided it's out front. A secondary target behind you is +2. It can manage 15 heat. It's run, so it's got 13 heat sinks left to work with. The 5 heat from the LR15 will leave 8. And it's going to put 3. The LR15, the large laser at the Thunderbolt, at the Battlemaster, and running takes all its heat sinks. Everything else is going to be overheating. So the question is, what's worth taking as extra heat? All 3 medium lasers and the SRM2 overheat by 11. Seems kind of silly. There's enough firepower going into this thing that we'll just go large laser and LM15 and call it good. Shadowhawk is actually in kind of the weird spot because it's got hills, it's got woods, getting down there. It's on the hill, so it'll ignore these at least. But with all this crap in the way, well, the woods at least, it's probably going to be better off shooting at the catapult. Catapult is in cover. It's got the partial cover from being next to the hill in this direction. It's in trees as well, a lot of light woods. So the Shadowhawk is currently 6 away from the catapult. Yeah, if I had thought about it, it's like, nah, that declaration is kind of dumb. We'll hurt the catapult at 6 away. That is exact minimum range for the element 5. That is short range exactly for the AC5. The medium laser is at medium range, and the SRM2 is also at medium range. That is 8 heat worth of weapons, plus a walk of 1 heat. It's 9 heat worth 12 heat sinks. It's fine. And finally, the commando is going to shoot into the Battlemaster. SRM6, SRM4, medium laser, and it ran is going to be 12 heat. It'll overheat by 2. 2 is the acceptable amount to overheat by, provided you're at 0 heat. It's coming in on its right side at point blank with no minimums. It's going to have a pretty good time here. So we've declared our attacks. Let's get to shooting. You side that technically lost initiative will attack first, I believe. There are some things that I still have to kind of look up from time to time that thankfully other people would play with very helpfully remind. Yeah. So I then lost initiative. We'll go first. And let's start with the catapult. The LRM-15s. Did I declare the medium lasers? I don't remember. I think I said, screw it, let's do it anyway. So, base gunner of the catapult is 2. It stood stationary. Its target is a 1 modifier, or 3. It's got partial cover for 4. The LRM-15s are exactly at minimum range, which is +1, makes it a 5. Alternatively, the medium lasers are at medium range for 6. So, the 2 blue will be the LRM-15s. The red through green spectrum will be the medium lasers. Needs 5s, needs 6s. Right. Same opportunity. One medium laser hits. One LRM-15 hits. Before I go further on this, let's make it a point to make a note of the heat. 10 plus 12 is 22, is 22 heat for weapons. And also any kind of ammo tracking. So normally there'll be like a box with your ammo reminder of how much ammo you have in total. This is missing it, so I'm going to mark 1 off of each. Yeah, keep track of your ammo because when you run out, you can't fire the weapon anymore. But if that bin gets hit, it doesn't explode either. Ammo that takes critical hits blows up. And without case, it sucks. But even with case, if you have an XL engine, it's pointless. Other than to protect the pilot. Alright. So, LRM 15, roll per number of missiles. The program that game store owner guy, if you're watching this, hey John, uh, will feature the all the little hit charts and cluster tables on the side, but not with this version, but not with these sheets. So thankfully, a game of Armored Combat includes this helpful little reminder of everything. So weapon size 15, roll on the 2d6 chart. Okay, roll of 4 means that 6 missiles hits. LRM missiles are grouped in groups of 5. So the 5 missiles will hit, and then 1 missile will hit. Separate locations. 5 damage, and this is coming onto the front of the Shadowhawk. 5 damage to the 9. 9 is left leg. The Shadowhawk has partial cover from this hill, so any hits to the legs are ignored. And then the 1 point of damage to the 8. 8 is left torso. So we mark damage. And a handy little sheet. Left torso. And that's 1 damage taken this turn. I don't think anyone else is shooting at the Shadowhawk this turn, so I don't have to worry about piloting or anything. However, we still have to resolve the medium laser. Build 5 damage, medium laser, the 10. The 10 is left arm. The Shadowhawk's left arm is not where it has all the useful weapons. Yeah, when you're like running short on when you're kind of in a hurry for damage, you just like strike a line through multiple at a time. It's just easier. Okay. That was everything from the catapults. They're gonna have some heat issues this turn, but they'll just not fire the lasers next turn. The Battle Master again was shooting the PPC for sure. The SRM6 for sure. Did we declare medium lasers? I think we said screw it to that too. We're firing one PPC, one SRM6, and 4 medium lasers. So the fire and smoke will be the medium lasers. All right. So let's review. Gunnery skill 2, +1 for walking. There's a woods in the way. Modifier on the Thunderbolts is a 5. So right now we're at a 5. The PPC is at short range. PPC needs 5. The SRM6 is at, and the medium lasers are all at medium range. They're going to need 7s. Green is the SRM, blue is the PPC, fire and smoke is all the medium lasers. And that's going to generate a grand total of 14, 26 heat. 26 heat. Let's use the actual marker that I have reserved for this side. 26 heat. And it's going to take an SRM6 ammo, and that's it. I need to fire that machine gun before that time bomb goes off and all the ammo gets blown to hell. Anyway, needs 7s. Needs 7s. This is the SRM. Needs 5s. This is a PPC. That's a Thunderbolt. The PPC hits. It's gonna hurt. The SRM also hits. Laser miss. Laser miss. Laser hits. Laser hits. All right. So from big damage down to little damage. The SRM missiles are resolved individually. They do 2 each. The lasers do 5. The PPC does 10. 10 damage to the front of the Thunderbolt. 8 is left torso. Left torso, Thunderbolt. Takes 10. The Thunderbolt is pretty freaking tough, though, for a 65 turn. So there's 5, 5. Yeah. It's taken 10 damage so far. The medium lasers, 5 damage apiece. There's right torso and right torso. Yeah. Yeah, below 7 is right side, above 7 is left side. So that's 5 damage and then 5 damage. So far, that's 20 damage. That is a piloting check at the end of this turn. So I make a little reminder. P exclamation point. Number of missiles from the SRM-6. 8 missiles, or eight on the 6 cluster chart is 4. So 4 individual locations for 2 damage apiece. All right. So there's the 9 twice, and there's a 6 twice. All right. So 6 is right torso, and then right torso again. 9 is left leg. So left leg twice. All right. So Thunderbolt will have to check their piloting after this turn. The Wolverine into the rear armor of the Commando. And I believe this is again another screw it, fire everything declaration of mine. Yeah, the term they like to use for firing everything with total disregard to whatever consequences is called Alpha Strike. So we've got Gunner 2 jumped, makes it a 5. Regardless of the amount of hexes you jump, if you jump, it's going to be a +3 for you to hit. So the Commando is a 2 for its modifier. There are no intervening trees, hills, or anything. So we're currently at a 7 to hit. Short range. The AC-5 has a minimum range of 3, 2, 1. The AC-5 requires a 10. The AC-5 will be represented with purple. Otherwise, the SRM-6 and the medium laser will need 7s. Okay, purple will need 7. Okay. Managed to completely screw up that. Now, one of the rules we like to play with at the game store. If you roll snake eyes to hit, roll your dice again. If you roll snake eyes again, that weapon is destroyed for the rest of the game. It ceases to work. It is permanently jammed. Wires are broken. Ammo is caught in the loading feed. It just doesn't work. Oh, speaking of ammo, let's remember -1 SRM-6 shot, -1 AC-5 shot. Okay. And that was a grand total of +8 heat. So it's going to get a little bit hot. Not enough to care, but enough to maybe play it differently next turn. And then finally, the Locust into the Awesome is 4 hexes away. The Locust, Gunner 2, +2 for running. The target is stationary. On the line, it can see the no trees side. All right, so 4 right now. It is at 4 hexes away. The medium lasers have a medium range of 6. So +2 for medium range. 1 hex closer and it would have shaved 2 off. So 2 medium lasers. We'll generate another 6 heat. Hitting sixes. 1 hit. 5 damage. It is coming on the front. Technically, because it's on the line, the awesome side could declare coming on the left, but that doesn't really need to. 5 damage to the center torso. The awesome gets a little bit hurt, but it's a pretty tough artillery. Laser machine, or particle protection machine. There's 5. All right. All right. So now it goes to this side of the field. So remember the declarations. The commando firing everything into the battle master. The thunderbolt, large laser, the battle master secondary fire LRMs at the catapult. Shadowhawk is firing everything at the catapult, and the awesome is firing everything at the battle master. So let's start with the commando. Commando is currently on the battle master's right side for all location hits. Okay, gunner up 2. It ran +4. Battlemaster's modifier is 1. It's not in any trees, so 5 at the absolute least. Everything is at short range with no minimums. 5s to hit with the SRM-6, the SRM-4, the medium laser. Green is the 6. Wow, missed with the SRM-4. Okay. Keep track of the ammo and the heat so that it is not forgotten. All right. There's a laser first. 5 damage on the right side. So a 10. Right side chart 10 is left arm. Left arm on the Battlemaster takes 5. All right. And then SRM-6 chart. Result of 6 is 4. 4 SRM-6 missiles hit at 2 apiece. Okay. On the right side is right. So we have 8, 9, 11, and 3. So from the top here. 2 damage to the right arm. 2 damage to the center torso. 2 damage to the left torso. And 2 damage to the left leg. Okay. Alright, so far the Battlemaster has taken 13 damage that turn. So let's see how much damage we can pile onto this beast. Right, that was the commando. Onto the awesome, because it's also the only one focused completely on the Battlemaster. The awesome has 3 PPCs that are at 6, 8 away. That's going to be medium range. So, gunner, stationary, on a hill. So we're seeing past, we can see other woods, I think. That's one of those, right, in woods or intervening woods. Okay. So, modifier terrain, intervening between the attacker. So intervening terrain is going to be is intervenes if the level terrain is equal to or higher than the loss level on both max. So higher than the loss level or adjacent to it is higher than the loss level or and adjacent to it. Thing is, the Battlemaster is right next to the trees. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it a +1 just in case. Just in case. All right, Gunner 2, stationary target 1, um, intervening woods because the Battlemaster's on the ground and next to it, even though the Awesome's on a hill. If the tree was like one more away, the Awesome would be seen past it. Medium range for PPCs, 6s. All right, so that's gonna be a 30 heat at the end of this. So 6s with 3 PPCs. All right, 2 hits, 10 damage apiece to the front. All right, center torso for 10. 4, 9, 10. And the 3 is right arm. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, the right arm is where the Battle Master has their own PPC. So trying to take that out is what the commando was supposed to help take care of. So that's 20 additional damage. That guarantees a piloting check on the Battle Master. All right. That was the awesome. Now to the Thunderbolt. This is where things will get interesting with the secondary fire. So we're going to fire the LRM-15. That's a secondary target at the catapult. And our primary target's a large laser at the Battle Master. Okay. The Thunderbolt has a gunnery skill of 2. Ran. The Battle Master has a 1 modifier plus 1 woods in front of it. That's a 6. Okay. Battle Master needs a 6. With a large laser is short range. So large laser needs a 6 at the Battle Master. Okay. The catapult. Gunner, Iran, secondary target. They have partial cover for being behind this ledge here, and 1 for the trees they're in. Now, do I count the trees that are next to me firing through? Again, there's a lot of stuff I need to really kind of. I'm going to set that as a reminder. Remind myself on. So, yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. The LRM 15 is going to be at medium range, so 9s. At the very least, 9s. I may need 10 if I'm also counting the tree next to me. But or I might be shooting over because technically okay, so next is supposed to count as two levels whole. Level 3, so it's counting as 3. So it's gonna have that cover. Question is, am I shooting through tree? Am I shooting through the trees on my side? We're just gonna we'll just roll for the algorithm. If it's high enough, you can like not roll. Okay, the LRM is going to hit. Period. There's all right, and then the large laser at the Battle Master hits. Okay, let's resolve the Battle Master first. A large laser is 8 damage to the front of the Battle Master. Their left torso. It is left torso for 8. Another 8 damage. That's going to make the piloting check even worse. 4, 3, 1. Okay. Scratch off that armor. All right. The catapult. Number of missiles on the LRM 15. 5. The 5 is 9 missiles. So, 5 and 4. 5 to the 9 is left leg. Partial cover cancels it. 4 to the right arm. Like catapult. Right arm takes 4. All right. Well, shoot. Well, it's up to the Shadowhawk to add some more hurt onto the catapult. The Shadowhawk has a gunner of 2, and it walks. The catapult is stationary, but it's in woods with partial cover, so 5 at the very least. The SRM-2 is going to be in medium range. The LRM-5 is gunner, walked, target. Right, SRM-2 is going to need 7s. The LRM-5 is at minimum range, so it's going to need 6. The AC-5 is at short range. It will need 5s. And the medium laser is in medium range. It's going to need 7s. One at a time, so I don't completely lose it here. And make sure that the heat and the ammo are accounted for. LRM, AC-5, SRM-2. Okay. Okay, SRM-2, need 7s. Hits. LRM-5, need 6. Missed. AC-5, needs 5. Hits. Medium laser, needs 7s. Hits. Alright. Biggest damage. Let's start with the medium laser. 5 damage to the 7. On the catapult is center torso. Okay. AC 5 is also 5 damage. The 6 is right torso for 5. It's 14. So for SRM2, number of missiles. Just need an 8 or above. No, 1 missile from the SRM2. 2 damage. Floating critical. Rolling for location. Roll snake eyes and say floating critical. Roll for location again. 7, center torso for 2. So now we check for criticals in the center torso. Normally you only check for criticals when you go internal, but the floating critical has that luck to potentially do some extra damage there. Need 8 or above. No. Not so lucky, I guess. Alright. And that was the shooting. Piloting checks for taking a shitload of damage. Uh, okay. The Thunderbolt has a piloting skill of 2. It took 20 damage. Needs to not roll snake eyes. It's fine. Okay. The Battlemaster has a piloting of 2. It took 40 damage. It's fine. Just gonna wish it stayed standing though. Just gonna wish it had fallen though, because now we go to physical attacks. The Commando is going to do an upper body kick to the Battlemaster. So, piloting on the Commando is a 2. The Battlemaster has a 1 modifier. Iran. Yeah. Piloting modifier target 5. A kick is a -2, so a 3 will hit. The fail, though, it's a piloting check on the Commando. All right. So, kick, while you're 1 level above, it's upper body. And it's 5. That's 1. What was it? It's tonnage times 20%. Yeah. To the 1. All right. 1 on the punch table becomes left arm. Wait, right side, right torso. Because we're still figuring the side effect. Right torso, the Commando is a 25-ton mech, so 5 points of damage to the Battlemaster's right torso. And being kicked is a piloting check on the Battlemaster. However, the Wolverine is going to do a punch to the. Is You know what? The Wolverine's also going to kick the Commando because might as well. Wolverine's piloting jumped. The Commando's modifier makes it a 6. -2 for the kick is a 4. So Wolverine kick failed. You actually failed on a 4. All right. Failing a kick is a piloting check. The Wolverine's piloting of 2. All right, it's still standing. The Battlemaster was also kicked. Needs a piloting skill to stay standing, and it's fine. Piloting 2. So after all that, we deal with the heat situation. The Wolverine has 12 heat sinks to 13 heat. It's at +1. The Catapult, 22 heat to 15 heat sinks. It's 7. It is at a -1 to move for the time being until it cools down again. Battle Master, 27 heat to 18 heat sinks. It's +9. It should have held back. I think it fired in spite of whatever I declared because, yeah, it cleared the damage track from keeping track of the damage we took this turn. All right. So it's going to have a hard time firing and moving. The Locust has enough heat sinks to run, fire, and not give a care. On the other side, the Shadowhawk has enough to jump, fire, and not care. The Thunderbolt has exactly enough heat sinks to manage the weapons that it chose to fire this turn. Unfortunately, not enough to deal with all the weapons it has, but thankfully we didn't fire all of them. The Awesome is overheating by 2, which is acceptable. 30 heat to 28 heat sinks. And then the Commando, 12 heat to 10 heat sinks is +2, which is fine. And that's one round of the game. Everyone's movement modifiers will clear it. We'll roll for initiative again. And then we'll see how the battle goes from there. As the battle continues, damage will start going internal. Equipment will start getting lost. And a side that's damaged enough is probably going to try to withdraw. The thing with the future of BattleTech is you almost never want to fight to the death. In certain scenarios we play require it, but in general, as you take internal damage, you need to withdraw. Get off the battlefield with your mech, or risk losing it. Because in universe, battle mechs are freaking expensive. Some of them are may as well be museum pieces with how expensive they can be and how hard they are to replicate. Actual lost technology. And if you're throwing it away on the battlefield easily, then your skills as a mech warrior will come into a question if you manage to survive. So what's likely to happen on the future turns? The Locust is probably going to cause some more havoc back here. That's going to be hard for them to deal with. Battlemaster's gonna start getting internal. Probably not next turn, but the turn after, if if the other mechs can keep up the pressure. The Wolverine is going to continue to deal with whoever is trying to cause trouble for the Battlemaster. The Catapult is going to continue to rain hell from above. It's still in decent shape. It hasn't lost a whole lot of armor, but if if they start realizing how big of a threat the Catapult is, it's going to be the next target after either the Battlemaster or the Wolverine. The Wolverine's untouched right now, but it's not really doing too well in supporting, you know, its mission for protecting its own people. This side. This side, the Awesome's probably just going to continue to stand where it is and provide PPC support. The Thunderbolt's probably going to get closer and maybe get some physical attacks in. The Shadowhawk is going to go where it needs to go and probably cause some trouble that way. Let's see, like turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not going to be in a good position against the catapult. It will probably try to either focus on the Battlemaster or deal with catapult. You also might need to support the actions against the catapult too. Or it can continue to focus on the Battlemaster or the Wolverine. The Wolverine, though, was a hard target because it jumped. If it keeps on jumping, it's going to continue to suck at its job of attacking. But it'll be a hard target for the rest of them to deal with. The Commando is just going to continue causing trouble wherever it needs to. But yeah, the Battlemaster overheating is now it's in a little bit of trouble, but not enough to matter. At the 14 heat level is where you have to start worrying about shutdown. It's a slim chance, but it can still happen. At 18 or 19, you have to start worrying about ammunition explosion. So how do you think this battle is going to go from here? I'm probably going to have to mess with it off video. But yeah, normal game of BattleTech is going to move a lot faster because we've got two separate people running their lances. If you're feeling particularly bold, you can have four people running one mech on each side, so that every player's got their own mech to move and fire, and then talk with the other players. Okay, what's our plan? What are we going to do? What are we going to try to focus on? My original plan for this video was going to be two map sheets. I realized, holy crap, that is too big. There's no way that space is going to be covered in time. So I'm probably going to mess with this later. But for now, I think I'm going to go and call it here. Again, if you have an idea of where you think this battle is going to go, put your guess in the comments. But for now, that is it for the Showdown series. I'm pretty much out of two-player games that I would consider viable for the Showdown. Technically, I still have other games that could be played two players, but most of them are played multiple players, and it makes sense to have multiple players for those games. I'm not even sure why I went with Hyperborea, but I'm glad that worked out. Yeah, that's it for Showdown. Thank you all for checking out the videos since I started doing them. I just want to say thank you all for 100 subscribers. Already up to 101 too. It has been an amazing journey. I've been glad I could feature all the wonderful games that I love and are curious about and enjoy. And I hope whatever games you're interested in, I would love to hear about. If it's a game that I've covered, cool. If it's a game I haven't covered, cool. If it's a game that I am not normally interested in, go ahead and share it anyway, because you know what? I might find an aspect of the game that even I might think is respectable or interesting or creative. I'm just happy to hear about games from anyone who cares about games and it's their passion and their curiosity. Let me know. Thank you all for watching. This has been Pillar Nexus, Dancing Gladiator, and I will see you next time.